So it's early potato planting time for me here in Kotauri village, where we often have very late frosts, so we have to be careful not to plant our potatoes too early. I'm going to put my early potatoes in now, which is a couple of days after full moon, and I'm a wee bit short on my early potatoes, so this year, I don't usually do this, but this year I've doubled the amount I had by cutting them in half. And I've had them in a dark place and they're starting to grow very strong shoots. So I've just cut them in half. Tonight I'll put another seed tray on top and put them in the greenhouse, and those cuts will dry out. And then in a day or two I'll dip them in cow manure to cover them in beneficial microbes, and we'll plant them in the garden. Okay, so this is the bed we're planting our potatoes into. We've forked the edges, we've weeded it, forked the edges, put 1 kilogram of biochar per square metre scattered over the surface, and now we've just U-barred the bed, just finishing down here. The next step will be to make about 2 8-inch trenches along the bed. We put the biochar on before we U-barred it because the U-barring helps to mix it in to the soil. This is the third time we've actually put biochar on these beds, so that we're starting to build quite a nice, with the very beginnings of our own black earth here, of our own terra preta. Yeah, so the next step's to make the trenches. I'm going to put a little bit more biochar in the trenches, urine charged biochar, and we'll show you that when we do that. Okay, so we've put the biochar in and we've put the potatoes soaked in cow manure in, and now we're just using the watering can to put a mixture of half water and half cow manure over the potatoes, and then we'll cover them up and just flatten it all off. And finally we're just drenching the soil with Case Special liquid fertiliser, which is made with eggshells and seaweed and cow manure. Calcium and phosphate and loads of minor minerals. Bit of nitrogen.